6:30 a.m. Good morning and welcome to News Dawn on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. First, the headlines. Edo State First Lady reiterates commitment to fight gender-based violence. INEC unveils new polling units, fixes dates for Ekiti, Osun Giba polls. Wike announces plan to enact anti-open grazing law. On business, Honest, Morrison boost stock market rise.
And in sports, Nigerian-born welterweight champion Kamaru Usman visits home state.
Details of these and more after this break. I am God's Love, Orlando. In details, Edo State First Lady Mrs. Betsy Obaseki has reiterated that the full wrath of the law awaits anyone found guilty of sexual and gender-based violence in the state, irrespective of status. Mrs. Obaseki gave the warning on Wednesday at the Edo State Magistrate Court, Sapele Road, Benin City, after the adjournment of a case of defilement in which 55-year-old Michael Oboke, who owns a laundry shop at the Edo State Police Command headquarters, is alleged to have defiled a 7-year-old girl. The First Lady, who addressed newsmen flanked by the Edo State Deputy Governor, Current Philip Shuaibu, and his wife, Mrs. Marian Shuaibu, both of whom attended the court hearing, said the governors of the 36 states and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have declared a state of emergency on sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. She said the Edo State government has demonstrated commitment by domesticating the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, which the governor will assent to this week and will be implemented upon every gender-based violence case in Edo State.
That she's been in the forefront of mobilizing people in the church, Christians, and also people in the state in support of government initiatives in this whole management of the whole pandemic crisis. And she's been a strong supporter of not just the government, of society. She, as a leader in the community of Christians, her leadership has been exemplary.
The 55-year-old accused Michael Oboke was first arraigned at the Edo State Magistrate Court on the 17th of May 2021 and has since been remanded in prison custody. The case has been adjourned till 3rd of August 2021 for further hearing. Elsewhere, the federal government on Wednesday sought power to regulate private broadcasting in the country using the internet and other online outlets, saying the government has an obligation to monitor broadcast content. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed, who spoke at a public hearing on a bill to amend the National Broadcasting Act, organized by the House Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, said the National Assembly should amend the existing NBC law to include internet broadcasts and all online media broadcasts in the country. But stakeholders in the industry, including the Institute for Media and Society, International Press Center and Center for Media Law and Advocacy, said the inclusion of internet broadcasts and online media to the category of broadcast service licenses will be injurious to the civic space, freedom of expression and media freedom. However, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila said when passed, the contents of the bill will substantially influence the creation of media content in the country. And now talking politics, where the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC on Wednesday announced the successful expansion of the existing polling units across the country from 119,974 to 176,846 full-fledged polling units. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said the 749 polling units were relocated from inappropriate locations to appropriate public facilities or open spaces in line with the Commission's policy to guarantee unencumbered access to polling units for all voters during election.
Consequently, the Commission is glad to report that 25 years since the current polling units were created in 1996, the hard nut is finally and successfully cracked after several unsuccessful attempts. Nigeria now has 176,846 full-fledged polling units. Similarly, after consultation with stakeholders, the Commission has successfully removed 749 polling units from inappropriate locations to appropriate public facilities or open spaces in line with our policy to guarantee unencumbered access to polling units for all voters. Of this figure, 232 were removed from private properties, 145 royal palaces, 6 mosques, 21 churches, and 9 shrines. The remaining 336 polling units were relocated for various reasons, which include distance, difficult terrain, congestion, communal conflict, new settlements, and general insecurity.
As a result of the expansion, the Commission disclosed that for subsequent elections, beginning from the Anambra State governorship election holding on the 6th of November 2021, there will be no voting points anymore in Nigeria. The Commission also announced the date for the Ekiti and Osun State governorship elections slated to hold on Saturday, June 18th, 2022 and Saturday, 16th July 2022, respectively. And now to the educational sector, where the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB has released the results of the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination mock exam conducted on the 3rd of June. The JAMB spokesperson Fabian Benjamin said candidates can check their results by visiting www.jamb.gov.ng. He added that the main examinations will hold between the 19th of June and the 3rd of July. And now to Rivers State, where the governor, Nyesom Wike, has announced plans to enact anti-open grazing law in the state. The governor said with the reopening of the Rivers State House of Assembly following the suspension of the strike by the assembly workers, his government is preparing to send the bill for legislative consideration. He disclosed this on Wednesday during the commissioning of 2 streets in New GRA, Port Harcourt, noting that the decision follows the resolution of the Southern governors to ban open grazing in the region. Earlier in May, Southern governors in a communique jointly signed at the end of their meeting in Asaba Delta State announced the ban on open grazing of cattle across states in the region. And in Bayelsa State, the police in the state have arrested a 49-year-old man who claimed to have studied psychology at the Delta State University and parading himself as a medical doctor. The suspect's cover was blown open when his medical terminologies were found to be incorrect at the hospital where he was practicing amongst his medical colleagues. Briefing newsmen at the state command headquarters in Yenagoa, the police public relations officer, Asinim Boswat, explained that the suspect, Vincent Apoviri, has been parading himself as a qualified doctor at different healthcare facilities. Luck ran out on him when he failed to impress his will-be employers at 2 of the hospitals in Delta and Bayelsa states, which prompted their management to run a background check on his credentials. Vincent Apoviri, the fake doctor, then confirmed that he acquired his medical knowledge while working for a medical practitioner who is now late. He added that he also took advantage of the opportunity when another doctor acquaintance mistakenly forwarded his credentials to him while exchanging contact. Investigations by the police and Bayelsa NMA later revealed the true identity of the impersonated doctor to be Charles Ume, currently working with an NGO in Taraba State. And coming up in a moment on our business news, Honest Morrison boosts stock market rise. Details in a moment.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Nigeria Stock Exchange market trend bullish at the end of Wednesday trading session, posting gains. The all-share index increased by 0.15% to close at 38,564.70 from 38,507.29. Nigeria Stock Exchange market value currently stands at 20.8 trillion naira. Its year-to-date returns currently stand at minus 4.24%. The market breadth closed positive on Wednesday as Corners led 27 gainers and Abiyibs topped 21 losers chart at the end of the session. Compared with the previous NSE trading day, Wednesday's data shows a 3% improvement in volume, 3% improvement in turnover, and 18% improvement in deals. Top gainers for the day is Corners up by plus 10% to close at 55 kobo. Morrison up by plus 9.68% to close at 1 naira 36 kobo. Learn Africa up by plus 6.52% to close at 98 kobo. AfriProd up by plus 5.7% to close at 6 naira 40 kobo. Cotville up by plus 5% to close at 21 kobo. Top losers reveals that Abidebs down by minus 9.52% to close at 95 kobo. Chip League down by minus 9.4% to close at 67 kobo. CWG down by minus 7.2% to close at 1 naira 15 kobo. Wapik down by minus 7.02% to close at 53 kobo. Regalins down by minus 6.25% to close at 45 kobo. Outlook market sentiment trend towards the bulls as 27 gainers suppressed 21 losers. And outside in business, and now in sports, when Nigerian-born welterweight champion Kamaru Usman visits home state. More to come on our sports bulletin this morning.
Welcome to Sports News. Edo State government is exploring a partnership arrangement with Nigerian-born UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman that will pave way for the discovery and development of budding talents in all forms of sporting activities among children from Edo State at a much younger age. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki expressed his intent on Wednesday when the state hosted the current World Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman to a grand reception in Benin City. Chinedu Ekeja reports that the reception was part of the activities marking the homecoming of Kamaru, who left Nigeria at the age of 8.
Benin Airport was already agog with crowd of fans, kinsmen, family members and officials of Edo State government who had gathered to receive Usman. He arrived at about 10:50 a.m. aboard a private jet. It feels good for Usman to be back home again, and he's proud to remind his people he hasn't forgotten his background.
Pleasure to be back home. It's been so long. It's been a long time since we were young. Even since we've been going, home is something that's always been in the back of our mind. And which is why I feel so compelled and just to represent us the best way possible. Before each and every fight you hear them say Auchi Nigeria every time, because I felt compelled to carry on the pride. Even if I left as a small boy, I still felt compelled to carry it on. So this is a pleasure being back home. It's a lot of heartfelt moments. It's been a while. So I've been waiting for a long time. You know, being in America, see my English is very sharp, but I've been waiting to come blow pigeons for Nigeria. So I want to thank you guys for receiving us. It's a pleasure to be back home.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, represented by his deputy Comrade Philip Shaibu, said Kamaru Usman's rise to fame and his subsequent home visit was a pleasant coincidence given the level of commitment and importance the state government has attached to sport development. He expressed a sense of pride at the idea of having an Edo son reign as a global sports ambassador.
And as a state, you are our pride, and as a nation, obviously, you are our pride. And we want to urge you to keep it up. And as a state, we will support every of your aspiration, because without the support of the state, you're already here. So it's our own duty now to push you more. I was celebrating Anthony Joshua Saints. I'll continue to celebrate him, but now I have my own. I have my own Kamaru now, so that means You are first now, Anthony Joshua is second.
However, the government is not missing an opportunity to take advantage of Usman's success to discover and grow more talent in related endeavors through partnership.
We will have, like I always said, of Socrates, we have the like of Adoke Amesimeka, where after sojourn of sports, you can return back to being a medical doctor, being your lawyer or accountant, or you can even set up an academy using your education. So that's what we are now doing as a state, and we will like to partner with you. So our sports commission will be reaching you, maybe through your manager, to see how your state and you can partner in this area so that we can jointly have more champions like you coming from your homeland, Edo State.
He was later taken on a tour of the facilities at the reputed Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, where he participated in a mock fight with the deputy governor inside indoor sport complex. He also participated in his native Etako cultural dance alongside his mom and the deputy governor. The Nigerian's nightmare, as is fondly called by his fans, left home at a tender age of 8 from Auchi in Etako West local government area of Edo State with his parents. He's returning home for the first time after 26 years as a champion with a net worth of over $3 million. He's coming home 5 months after beating his challenger Gilbert Burns to cement his position at the top of the 170-pound division in the UFC. Chinedu Ekeja, KUFM News.
Real Madrid have announced that Captain Sergio Ramos has left the club after 16 years of service. Madrid made the announcement in a statement released on their official website yesterday. The club said that Ramos will hold a press conference this Thursday to formally announce his exit. And that's it here from our sports desk. Thanks for listening, and I'll hand you back to Godslove Orlando for a wrap-up of the news.
Thank you so much, Ujindu, and that's the news. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. On the news this morning, Edo State First Lady reiterates commitment to fight gender-based violence. INEC unveils new polling units, fixes dates for Ekiti, Osun and Guba polls. And finally, Wiki announces plan to enact anti-open grazing law. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. So be sure to play your part. And do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our KU mobile app from the Google Play Store. You can also listen to us on radiogarden.com. For visual purposes, join us live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM's News Dawn was produced by Libidum Asagwaram. I am Godslove Orlando, saying thanks for listening and good morning.
Turn us up. 92.7.
Stop stalking your exes. Follow us on Facebook at KUFM Nigeria.
For a healthy family.